The forbidden floor at my high school turned out to hide something our principal never wanted us to discover. Exonestion knew about the locked fourth floor that students weren't allowed to access. The official explanation was asbestos contamination, until the day I got stuck in the service elevator and discovered the truth. Our principal had been secretly living there for 15 years after losing his home in the 2008 financial crisis. Westridge High School was built in 1963, minus a 4-story brick building with classrooms on floors 1 to 3, and a mysterious fourth floor that remained permanently locked. The stairwell access was blocked by heavy doors with danger, contamination signs, and rumors about the space had circulated for decades. Some said it was filled with dangerous chemicals from a failed science experiment. Others claimed the floor was structurally unsound. The official school handbook simply stated, the fourth floor remains closed due to environmental hazards discovered in 1994. I never questioned it until my junior year when I was working late on the school newspaper. Our office was tucked away in a back hallway next to the service elevator, minus a rickety metal box used only by janitors and maintenance staff. That night, I needed to move a heavy box of yearbooks to the storage room. Too lazy to carry it down the hall, I decided to use the service elevator. I stepped inside, pressed the button for the basement, and the ancient machinery groaned to life. Between the second and first floors, the elevator shuddered violently and stopped. The emergency phone was disconnected. My cell had no signal in the metal box. After 20 minutes of pressing buttons and shouting, I noticed something odd. The panel had buttons for floors 1 to 4. Out of desperation or curiosity, I pressed 4. To my shock, the elevator lurched upward, bypassing all floors until reaching the top. The doors opened to reveal not a contaminated wasteland, but a fully furnished apartment. A small kitchenette with dishes in the sink, a living area with bookshelves, and a worn sofa down a short hallway. I glimpsed a bedroom with clothes hung neatly in an open closet. Before I could process what I was seeing, Principal Davidson stepped out from the bathroom, a toothbrush in hand. We stared at each other in mutual shock. "Miss Rivera," he finally said, his voice eerily calm. "This is unexpected." The truth emerged in a conversation that lasted until dawn. In the 2008 financial crisis, Principal Davidson had lost his home to foreclosure, divorced, and deeply in debt. He'd converted the abandoned fourth floor into a living space temporarily. That was 15 years ago. The school board didn't know. The maintenance staff kept his secret in exchange for better work schedules. The asbestos contamination was a convenient explanation for the locked floor. "You are going to report me," he said resignedly as sunlight began filtering through dusty windows. I thought about Principal Davidson's dedication to our school, how he never missed a day, how he was always the first to arrive and last to leave, how he'd created scholarship programs for low-heart students like me. "Actually," I said, "I was thinking we could negotiate." 2 weeks later, the school board announced a teacher housing initiative, converting the previously contaminated fourth floor into subsidized apartments for educators struggling with our city's housing costs. Principal Davidson became the program's administrator, living legally in the first completed unit. In exchange, he approved funding for a digital journalism lab and college recommendation letters that helped me secure a full scholarship. Sometimes the biggest conspiracies aren't about what's being hidden, but about who's being protected, and why some secrets are worth keeping until they can become something better. Atri Claude can make mistakes,